This last video is called You've Picked the Diamond, Now How About the Ring? We find many guys focused mostly on the diamond, where girls spend at least equal time on the ring. Guys, she is right. It's as important as picking her perfect stone. So take a minute to walk through this with me. Most likely for her, this engagement ring is the most important thing she's ever been given. And I don't just mean the money you're spending. It is the visible symbol for all to see of your commitment to marriage with her. And as such, she'll usually want this design to express her taste. And if you thought she was picky about shoes or sunglasses, you ain't seen nothing yet. No matter which of the following methods of looking for her ring is closest to the one you may follow, one way or another, we can help ensure the big day is beautiful. Normally, guys about to get engaged follow one of these patterns. Our first guy says, I want my girl and I to pick the stone and ring and the design, the whole thing together. We've agreed on a budget and she's the one going to wear it. Hey, that's perfect, rock star. You cannot go wrong. Buy online or combine with a visit to one of our galleries, have a glass of champagne, and play with a fabulous selection of designer rings. Our next guy might say, I'd like to surprise her in a romantic environment, but I'm nervous she won't like my choice of ring. I know nothing about rings. As long as you've chosen a stone that you're sure is the shape she'd like, great. We'll set it temporarily in a simple mounting. Then when you present it, tell her how much you respect her taste, but wanted to give her a surprise, leaving her to pick the permanent ring. Buy that ring online or bring her in, have a glass of champagne, and play for hours. Finally, there's the guy taking the biggest chance of disaster, who says, I know her taste. This is very tricky stuff, guys. Unless you're absolutely, positively sure, because she or her best friend has strongly hinted, or she's unequivocally said, I love whatever ring you choose, careful is the word. If this is where you're at the moment, stick with me a minute longer. Your girl has almost certainly spent years looking at hundreds of engagement rings on other girls' fingers, in magazines, and in jewelry stores. She's probably fantasized about you, of course, the perfect guy, this ring, and this day since her mid-teens, and seen every standard mounting 100 times. She's decided long ago what she likes, if anything, but most of all, she knows what she doesn't want, usually what everybody else has. In contrast, it is a really rare guy who, before this particular lady came along, spent more than an hour in his whole life looking at engagement rings, and if anything, he's looked only at stones. So his experience base for rings is almost certainly way behind hers. So here he is, about to choose the most important thing she's ever owned? No offense, but imagine for a moment that this is about you instead of her. Picture the most precious thing you've ever fantasized about owning. Then ask yourself, if there's anyone on the planet you let choose that thing for you and spend a fortune on buying it without, at a minimum, asking you about it. That's almost certainly how important this ring is to her. So, if you think it might just be better or more fun to involve her, try one of the other approaches I've suggested and choose online or visit one of our galleries to play and enjoy yourselves over a glass of champagne. Whichever approach is yours, if you decide to visit us, we'll do our bit. Click on Introductory Free Hotel Offer and plan a little romantic interlude. Thank you.